Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. First, the headlines. Shmoukh Industrial Development Fund signs 2 agreements for projects in the fields of financial technology and hydroponics. The UNESCO praises the Sultanate's education system and the efforts in expanding the learning stages. The Ministry of Health announces 1,197 new COVID-19 cases and 837 recoveries. And the activities of the electronic edition of the 14th Omani Honey Souk is launched. Those were the headlines. Now the news in detail. Shmoukh Industrial Development Fund signed 2 investment agreements within the framework of supporting Omani SMEs. More details in the following report.
With a total value exceeding 700,000 Omani riyals, Shmoukh Industrial Development Fund signed 2 investment agreements in the field of financial technology and hydroponics, within the framework of supporting Omani SMEs and enhancing their ability to grow in the market.
These 2 projects will add a lot of potential to the market of the industrial. Especially the fintech will start hopefully within a month or 2 months from now. The hydroponic is as usual, it will take a few months until the first pick from the market itself.
The first agreement was signed with Trust Fintech Company. As per the agreement, the fund will invest in the equity of the company and will take 15% of the stake, while the second agreement was signed with Al Manjam Agricultural Development to form a new entity which will invest in a project that plans to grow fruits and vegetables using hydroponics methods.
Financial technology is no idea. You will see in the next couple of months the effect of this agreement. The second one is for the hydroponics, which is the new vertical farming, used to be one of the best ideas in the Sultanate. We hope that you can see it also. We took this investment as an opportunity to help the food security in the Sultanate. Recently, the company has been one of the startups. We are taking it to the larger scale, and this will be affected hopefully from within 6 months.
Shmoukh Industrial Development Fund was established last year. It managed to study and analyze 25 investment opportunities. The fund is also one of the investments of Shmoukh Investment and Services Company, the investment arm of the Public Establishment for Industrial Estates, Madain, in cooperation with Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry, which plans to launch Shmoukh Real Estate Fund with a capital of 100 million Oman riyals next July. For the Sultanate of Oman Television, Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi.
A report issued by the UNESCO praised the Sultanate's experience in expanding learning before and after the basic period, stressing that the increase in students' percentages is an indication of the success of the Sultanate's efforts in making the education accessible to all. A report of monitoring education in the World 2020 also praised the Sultanate's education system and the percentage raise of the students at the secondary school levels. The Labour Market and Employment Laboratories Supervisory Committee reviewed during its 5th meeting the progress of the National Programme for Leadership Development in order to enable the middle and senior Omanis administrations in the private sector, ITMAD, and the project plan for the year 2020, where the training of the first batch of 250 trainees was completed. The committee also reviewed the role played by the initiative to develop the judicial system for labour market issues through the activation of conciliation and reconciliation committees to deal with labour disputes. The meeting was chaired by His Excellency Sheikh Abdullah bin Nasser al-Bakri, Minister of Manpower. Due to the current situation which the Sultanate and the world is witnessing, the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth launched the activities of the electronic edition of the 14th Omani Honey Souk through a platform called Shahad. 36 beekeepers from various parts of the Sultanate participated in the Honey E-Souk, which is currently available for the public online. The Ministry assigned Quality Assurance Lab to run tests on honey products to ensure its safety and quality. The Ministry of Health announced 1,197 new confirmed cases of COVID-19, which brings the total number registered in the Sultanate to 38,150, including 163 deaths. The Ministry of Health stressed that 837 cases have been recovered, which brings the total number of COVID-19 recoveries in the Sultanate to 21,200.
Back to work is a step of hope for the best to come. Here are the instructions that will protect you from coronavirus. Wear masks while leaving your house by following proper procedures. Keep a physical distance of at least 2 meters away from others. Follow the main hygienic procedures of washing or sanitizing hands from time to time. Avoid using elevators as much as possible, and if you have to use it, ensure less number of people to guarantee physical distance from one another. Gatherings at entrances, waiting rooms, offices, meeting halls, and prayer places are forbidden. If you have any symptoms of the disease, immediately contact the bodies concerned specified by the Ministry of Health. By adhering to these instructions, it will assist you in preventing from contracting the COVID-19. Stay safe.
To come a news bulletin. The life is gradually returning back to normal while the individuals are adhering to the precautionary measures against COVID-19. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. The activities of the annual Strategic Exercise Decision Making 7 started. It's implemented by the National Defense College for the participants of the 7th round of the exercise from various military, security and civil bodies. It aims to achieve the concept of joint cooperation and integration among various government and military bodies, as well as the practical demonstration and practice of strategic planning on the national level. It also focuses on practicing the skills related to management of exceptional cases. The Municipal Council in the Far Governorate discussed the issue of adjusting the planning requirements for tourist lands to match the steady growth process and the needs of the tourist movement in the Governorate. The Council also discussed actions taken by the competent authorities to deal with the aftermath of the tropical weather condition which the wilayas of the Governorate were exposed to recently in addition to reviewing the approaches adopted by the Far municipality by forming a team of experts and civil society representatives to study the mechanisms of rainwater drainage to ensure the integration of efforts. The meeting was chaired by His Excellency Dr. Ahmed bin Mohsen Al-Ghassani, Chairman of the Far municipality and of the Municipal Council of the Government of the Far. The Admission Center clarified that the 8th of July is the last date for modifying choices, as the announcement of the admission results will be on the 11th of August 2020. For the students who carried international certificates, the last date for uploading data will be on the 4th of July, and for those students who should present IELTS test, the last date for them will be on the 13th of July. The center urges students to organize their choices according to the priorities, noting that they should mention both international and local scholarships, in addition to other programs in the educational institutions inside the Sultanate, in order to ensure competitiveness for all opportunities. The total value of real estate trading in the Sultanate by the end of May 2020 reached around 879 million Omani Riyals, compared to 1.9 billion Riyals in the same period 2019. The fees collected amounted to 22.5 million Omani Riyals, recording a decrease by 40.8%. Meanwhile, more than 58,000 title deeds were issued by the end of May 2020, while recording a decrease by 38%. And finally, people in the Sultanate are gradually returning back to their daily activities while adhering to the precautionary measures approved by the Supreme Committee dealing with COVID-19 developments. More details in the following report.
The Sultanate heads towards the recovery stage and to live with the developments of the pandemic, as the efforts are being exerted to achieve this goal and to return the economic situation back to normal. The individuals are gradually returning back to their daily activities while adhering to the precautionary measures approved by the Supreme Committee dealing with COVID-19 developments, especially after the announcement of the third package of the economic activities that will be opened.
We're very happy to see the malls opening up slowly and life returning to normal, and I think it's also very important to take it like step by step, very carefully, know how to resume, and Oman is taking like really good care by doing this the proper way, like in segments. So it's very nice to see life, returning to normal.
The procedures include the following instructions: organization of the entry of the consumers to the markets, keeping 2 meters distance between individuals, sanitization of market trolleys, surfaces, as well as providing sanitizers for the consumers.
As you see, most of activities are opened. We thank Supreme Committee for their planned strategies. Now it's our responsibility to live safe with pandemic.
The consumers shall also adhere to the following: to shop individually for the whole family while wearing face mask and sanitizing the hands. Avoid shopping during the peak period, which is usually from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Using the shopping applications available through the internet as much as possible. Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubi'i, Sultanate of Oman Television, Muscat.
Watching the Sultanate of Oman Television, before we enter tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Shmoukh Industrial Development Fund signs 2 agreements for projects in the fields of financial technology and hydroponics. UNESCO praises the Sultanate's education system and the efforts in expanding the learning stages. The Minister of Health announces 1,197 new COVID-19 cases and 837 recoveries. And the activities of the electronic edition of the 14th Omani Honey Souk is launched. And with that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin from all of us here in the newsroom and the studios. Thanks for watching. Good night.